Hello and welcome back to my Pokemon Journeys review series, and today we are reviewing episode 92 and I hope you enjoy. So this episode kicks off with Ash and Go in Stow-on-Side, and we actually learn that their initial trip to Stow-on-Side was to find the second gym leader in this town, Alistair. Of course they met him in the previous episode, but they had no idea he was the gym leader. So it turns out there is just 2 gyms in the anime in this town, and Alistair even has his own little gym, while B uses the giant stadium. Ash and Go arrive at Alistair's gym and meet him once again. I love how he's portrayed here. He's really shy and scared to open up to people. This episode did a great job in showing why he's like this, and it was pretty relatable. Ash tells Alistair he wants to Gigantamax his Gengar, so they head to the stadium where they bump into Bee, which was cool. I'm glad they included her in this episode just for that extra bit of continuity, to show that Bee and Alistair know each other and have interacted. They test out Gengar with the Dynamax band, and Dynamax is all that it does. So we know from the games if a Pokemon isn't able to Gigantamax, then it needs to drink some Max Soup, which Alistair knows about and tells Ash and Go they need to go out and find some Max Mushrooms so that he can create the soup. And I just love this whole portion of the episode. They were looking for mushrooms and running into all sorts of ghost type Pokemon, and I liked how they fleshed out every situation. Firstly, they ran into a Galarian Corsola, and we had a funny moment of Ash trying to float above it so he didn't get cursed again. But Go ends up saving Ash by catching the Corsola, which I really liked. We also got some cool moments with a Trevenant and a Drakloak, with a Dreepy that was on Drakloak's head climbing up onto Ash's head. It was just really wholesome and a fun little adventure to find these mushrooms, and they end up finding all 3 so that Alistair can make the soup. Alistair makes the soup and says it needs to set overnight, so they head to sleep. And then we probably get my favourite scene of the episode with Alistair watching over the soup, and Gengar goes to take a peek, but Alistair tells him not to worry, and he comments on how close Ash's bond is with Gengar, and that Gengar really trusts Ash. And we get a bunch of flashbacks to when it was abandoned before. It was just really nice to see this, and we needed this for Gengar's development. And they definitely have done well in these 2 episodes to show off Ash and Gengar's bond. And this whole section even shows off Alistair's personality really well, with him being able to understand Gengar. And he wonders why Ash and Go don't think he's weird. So you can start to see where he gets his shyness. He's scared of people thinking he's weird for talking to Pokemon. But Ash and Go don't think he's weird, they just think he's awesome, and so do I. The next day the soup is ready, they head back to the stadium, and even Bee comes along to watch, and she wonders why Alistair is helping them and says he doesn't usually help people. So we know he's took a real liking to Ash and Go. The Gigantamax soup worked, and now Ash successfully owns a Gigantamax Gengar, and it was the perfect way to wrap up this episode. So this episode was amazing for me. I loved every minute, the arrival at Alistair's gym, the continuity with Bee, and the whole adventure to actually find the mushrooms was perfectly executed and fun to watch. And there were so many small character moments sprinkled throughout for Ash, Go, and especially for Alistair and Gengar. I loved their relationship and their bond, and I'm glad that Gengar has finally been given this development. So I was tempted to give this a 10 out of 10 because I loved it, but I'm going to knock it back to a 9 out of 10. It was still missing a few things to make it perfect, but it nearly made it. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. It's a shame that the new trailer overshadowed this episode today, because this episode was fantastic, but be sure to check out my new trailer breakdown video as well, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.